Alrighty, this is for Jungle Maokai, the Living Forest. Now, I've said before that Jungle Maokai is surprisingly effective. He does have some glaring weaknesses though, and that's something I'll explain. He's perhaps the strongest jungle invader currently in the game. I mean, Nunu is there too, but Nunu has been floundering as of late. Anyhow, Maokai's greatest weakness is going to be exemplified within the first footage shown in this video. His biggest weaknesses are that he has to have a specific rune set in order to jungle, contrary to what is most effective on him, mostly AP Maokai. AP Maokai is not that great, but you have to have his runes in order to jungle. The other one is setting up to jungle. Now, Shaco does it as well. Maokai's is worse though, because Maokai can easily be reset. I mean, Shaco's can be reset as well, but you'll probably die trying to reset Shaco's. Maokai, these are two examples of how to start your jungle as Maokai. The blue route, and my preferred route will be next. As at 106, you start off your route by laying saplings, and then you immediately head to blue. And this can only be done with a leash. There is no exceptions, and it has to be a good leash. I obviously mean a man leash. Anyways, as soon as it turns 106, you start chucking those pigment in that spot. I know some other people prefer to stack saplings on the blue golem, but this gives you the most speed and efficiency. Alright, and now in this one, I show perhaps the super ganking Maokai route that a lot of people don't really want you to know. Once more, at 106, you start chucking the saplings into the middle of the 4 raids. Just keep doing this until you got 3 in there, and then you can see how cool it looks. Anyways, the runes and masteries I have is 9021, the caster masteries. This is for an invading aggressive Maokai. Either way, look at this. I'll tell you the runes right now. This looks awesome. Yeah, it looked awesome, didn't it? Anyways, the masteries, the runes I have are physical damage red, armor yellow, flat AP quince, and blues. I started off with a Doran's ring, as you can see. I kill just one small golem, that gets me a level 2, and I get my W. That's my snare. I immediately head to gank the enemy lane. I know low replay made that look very, very bad, but you know, can't help it that I decided to play Jungle Maokai on a whim and had good footage to make a video with, you know, so deal with it. Either way, as you saw, I immediately ganked the enemy Janna. There, her life was basically taken down to almost nothing. We only missed killing her by a little bit. I think it was 11 HP. And thus she was forced to go home, and my laners got free farm for a little bit because the Alistair was level 1. He couldn't deal anything. And not only that, I got to leech some experience from my laners too. And that helps, especially when you're going this invasive Maokai route. Now, we saw early on that the Nocturne started off with the Empiric Scepter thanks to our clairvoyance, and with that I was able to tell he's probably doing the superior route. Therefore his blue is going to be exposed, though I don't really have the power to do anything right now. If his blue is delayed or he tries to gank somebody, I will be able to tell if he's even gotten his blue. So I'll be able to fight for him for it. Anyhow, as you can see, I kind of already quote-unquote won the lane for my bottom laners, at least for temporary dominance. And now an invasive jungle Maokai is incredibly reliant on his smite, unless he started at blue, then he just goes about his day. The route I took forces me to wait on smite or leech experience or make sure I get a gank. I didn't, so now I have to start running around in circles. However, I decided to pressure mid constantly, like just make my presence known, because early on, so saplings will deal a lot of damage. Alright, as you can see, the enemy Nocturne is going for blue right now. It's about 4 minutes and 30 seconds in. His blue was delayed because he tried a gank and he was spotted. So, knowing that he didn't have his blue, I'm immediately heading there. I didn't know he killed his blue so fast, but I would just assume he'd go right off to his wolves. And yeah, if he was smart, he would have backed off from that clairvoyance, because now I know he's there. And I catch him as a combo and flashes over one and flash right after him. Right, dead. I get first blood. Unfortunately, I didn't have footage of myself. I just had the enemy's footage to use for this, but I guess for an invasive jungler it works out. Anyways, Maokai's job is to hunt down the enemy jungler and make his life hell. Just steal everything and just keep moving. Maokai has to keep moving throughout the entire game. Take every camp you can, take every chance you can to kill the enemy jungler. Your combo does so much, it often just forces them to go home.
Well, now let's look at the combo in slow motion. It's sapling first, followed by the root on top of where the sapling landed, and then you do the little, ground smash thing. Like, if he didn't flash over, he would have been dead on that spot, but, I just managed to kill him anyways by flashing back with him. Anyways, I am aware that the footage isn't as good as the previous ones. The thing is, these videos were mostly just showing paths, and then, I added extra footage there randomly, especially at least in one had more footage. And like, if I have it, I'll add it. If not, I'll just talk over something. Even then, I'm sure a lot of people are aware of what roaming is. Jungle Maokai basically does that most of the game. You don't gain experience mostly from your camps. You kind of have to steal it from your laners, and you try to steal as much as you can from the enemy jungler. So I went around and harassed the enemy carry, which, even though the European meta was taken over, the Caitlyn was mid. So from stealing jungle to harassing mid so my laner can get an advantage, at the same time taking some experience from the lanes. Alright, like, here's some good examples from it. Like, I just spend my time going up to her and, harassing her with a small combo and forcing her home. Well, not forcing her, just forcing her back, adding some damage to her. Just keep going back and forth. Now, since Caitlyn has a blink, I open up with the snare instead of the sapling. So she won't dodge that, and I'll be able to just, combo her afterwards. As you can see, I take her down really low. Anyhow, in short, Jungle Maokai in the invasive form is roaming most of the time. If you know what roaming is, then you don't need an explanation, but for those who don't, roaming, you just go from lane to lane and harassing, trying to give your teammates a little edge, whether it's damage or ganks on the enemy. That's basically the rundown. Just as Jungle Maokai, spend your time attacking the enemy jungler and gaining experience that way. You can succeed in the jungle, not by just, clearing your side and ganking all the time, by keeping the enemy jungler from doing that. Like the enemy Nocturne, he couldn't gank anybody. He was just pressured too much, and if he tried ganking, he'd be killed, which he actually did. That's one way to win the jungle. Protect your laners by crushing the other jungler. Just keep them down. Anyways, here is a bunch of clips of team fights, and if you see, I just initiate every team fight, and that's what I'll leave the video with. Oh yes, just to repeat what my build was: physical damage red, armor yellow, AP blues, AP quints, masteries were 9021. I started off with Doran's ring, and I have smite and flash. Anyways, if you want to be Maokai, you gotta be aggressive, you gotta keep moving, and that's basically it. He's one of the best junglers in the game right now, and that includes as a pick. So keep that in mind.